Welcome to Flower Care. Today I continue to share with you how to revive wilted orchids with natural ingredients to help them quickly grow again and bloom beautifully. This orchid is suffering from severe mold and insect attack, resulting in rot starting at the top and is beginning to spread down the rest of the plant. As you can see, the leaves of the orchid have started to shrivel. Some of them have turned yellow and rotted completely. There are black spots on the surface of the leaves and obvious damage caused by mold and insects. These are warning signs that the plant is in a state of severe stress and needs to be treated immediately. First of all, we need to remove yellowed and damaged leaves, both to help the plant save important nutrients and to remove potential pathogens hidden inside the leaves. Next step, we need to gently remove the old substrate to carefully check the internal roots. This helps to detect damaged, rotten, or infected roots, from which we can have timely treatment methods for the best recovery of the plant. As you can see, most of the roots inside the growing medium have completely dried up and rotted black. This is a sign that the plant is in a very weak condition, and if not treated promptly, the plant's vitality will continue to decline. Next, we will remove all the old growing mediums surrounding the root system so that we can carefully examine each root inside. This old growing medium is most likely the cause of the rot, because it retains water for too long or contains pathogens, preventing the roots from growing healthily. Next, we will use a sharp pair of scissors to cut off all the damaged roots. This will help the plant concentrate nutrients to nourish new roots, quickly recover, and at the same time remove any potential pathogens remaining in the root system. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons to support me, and don't miss any useful orchid care tips. I'm happy to accompany you on the journey of nurturing and conquering the beauty of orchid pots. For the lower parts of the stem, we will cut off all the rotten tissue, keeping only the vital tissue. This helps the plant focus its energy on nourishing the healthy parts and prevent the spread of pathogens. At the top of the plant, we will do the same. Cut off all the rotten tissue, leaving only the vital parts. This will help prevent the spread of the disease, and at the same time create conditions for the top of the plant to recover and grow healthily again. After pruning, we will clean the tree with clean water. This helps remove all remaining debris, rotten tissue, and wash away pathogens on the roots and trunk, creating a clean foundation for the tree to recover. What country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments below. It's great to be able to connect and share our passion for orchids from all over the world. Next, we will use a soft, clean towel to dry the remaining water droplets on the leaves. This action helps create a ventilated environment, helping the plant photosynthesize more effectively, and also cleans the plant again, reducing the risk of bacteria or mold attacking again. During this process, I noticed that this leaf has started to turn yellow and has large scratches. To ensure the health of the plant and prevent the spread of disease, I will remove this leaf. Next step, we will prepare the antiseptic solution for the orchid. I will pour 1 liter of clean water into a jar. The ingredient I use here is baking soda. This is a natural, safe substance that has antibacterial and antifungal properties, helping to protect the roots and stems of the orchid during the recovery process. I will use 1 teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in 1 liter of clean water. This is enough to disinfect, kill mold and bacteria remaining on the roots, stems, and leaves, and is safe for the plant during the recovery process. After stirring well to form a solution, we will put the entire orchid in it and soak for about 30 minutes. This time helps the solution penetrate deep into the roots and stems, destroys mold, remaining bacteria, and prepares the plant for the next step of care, ensuring the plant recovers quickly. Next step, we will prepare the ingredients to mix fertilizer for orchids. Here, I use Malabar spinach. Malabar spinach is a natural ingredient, rich in nutrients, providing essential vitamins and minerals, helping orchids recover quickly and nourish healthy roots and leaves. I will take a medium-sized Malabar spinach plant and strip off the leaves. Only use the fresh, nutrient-rich green leaves to make a fertilizer solution to help the orchid recover and grow healthily. Next, we put the plucked spinach leaves into a blender. I add about 500 milliliters of clean water to the blender. Water will help the blending process go more smoothly, and at the same time create a nutrient-rich liquid fertilizer solution, which is easy for the orchid to absorb. After grinding, I will filter out the residue, keeping only the pure spinach juice. This is a nutrient-rich solution, helping the orchid to easily absorb and recover quickly. The next ingredient I will use is molasses. This is a very good natural source of nutrition for orchids. I will take about half a spoon of molasses and dissolve it with the filtered spinach juice. Molasses, when combined with spinach, will add minerals and energy, helping the orchid's roots grow stronger. Next, I will add about 500 milliliters of clean water to dilute the mixture of spinach juice and molasses. This dilution helps the fertilizer solution reach a safe concentration. The orchid can easily absorb it without worrying about shock or burning the roots. After stirring well, we will let the solution rest for about 15 minutes before using. After 30 minutes, we will gently remove the orchid. At this time, the roots and stems have been cleaned and disinfected, minimizing pathogens, ready for the next steps of recovery and fertilization. And after 15 minutes of rest, the spinach and molasses solution has completely dissolved, creating a natural, safe, and mineral-rich source of nutrition. At this point, the solution is ready to use for orchids. I will use a soft cotton pad, soaked in the mixed nutrient solution. Then gently wipe both sides of the leaves as well as the entire orchid stem. This method helps leaves absorb nutrients directly, while removing dirt and bacteria on the surface, creating conditions for better photosynthesis. What orchid species are you currently growing? Please share in the comments below so I can create in-depth care tutorial videos that are tailored to the characteristics and needs of each orchid species you are growing. Next step, please prepare a clean cup for me. Then pour the mixed nutrient solution into the cup. Next, we will put the entire root of the orchid in and soak it for about 30 minutes. This soaking helps the healthy roots absorb nutrients directly, stimulates new root growth, and at the same time restores vitality to the plant after the disease process. After 30 minutes of soaking in the solution, the orchid has absorbed the necessary nutrients. At this time, the root system has been provided with more energy to regenerate and develop new roots, while the stem and leaves have the conditions to recover faster. Next, we will gently lift the orchid out of the solution. Before planting the plant in a new substrate, I will apply cinnamon powder to all the cuts on the stem and roots of the orchid. Cinnamon powder has very good antibacterial and antifungal effects, helping the wounds dry quickly, avoiding the recurrence of rot. This is an important step to protect the plant during the recovery period, while creating conditions for the new root system to grow stronger and more stable after replanting. After disinfecting with cinnamon powder, we will let the plant rest for about a day. This will help the cuts on the trunk and roots have time to dry naturally, forming a protective layer, thereby minimizing the risk of bacteria or mold re-entering. I will use the remaining baking soda solution to disinfect the pine bark, making sure everything is clean before using it as a growing medium. Next, I will pour the solution into the pine bark and soak it for about a day. Soaking the pine bark not only helps to remove bacteria, mold, and insects hiding inside, but also makes the pine bark absorb enough water. When planting, it will keep the orchid's roots moist better. After a day of letting the plant rest, the cuts on the stem and roots of the orchid have begun to shrink and dry naturally. This is the most suitable time to plant the plant in a new substrate. To replant the plant, I choose a pot with many air holes to help the orchid roots breathe better. After a day of soaking in baking soda solution, the pine bark has been thoroughly disinfected, removing most of the mold, bacteria, and harmful insects. At the same time, the pine bark has also absorbed enough water, no longer in the dry and hard state as before, so when used, it will keep the roots moist better. At this point, we can remove the pine bark to prepare for planting the tree in a new substrate. First, I spread a layer of pine bark on the bottom of the pot to make a base. This base layer has the effect of creating space for better drainage, and at the same time raising the orchid roots, avoiding the roots from being flooded. I used 2 small iron rods, bent them into a U shape, and then stick them into the substrate. These 2 rods will act as a support, holding the 2 sides and leaves of the orchid firmly, helping the plant stand firmly and not shake during the growth process. Fixing the plant from the beginning is very important, because if the plant is shaken, the new roots will have difficulty clinging to the substrate, easily damaged and slow to grow. Next, I proceeded to insert more pine bark around the orchid's roots. When inserting, we need to do it gently, just enough to hold the roots firmly, but still ensure the gaps are clear for air circulation. In addition to English subtitles, you can also use the automatic translation feature to your language to easily follow the content. To enable subtitles in the desired language, open the video, click the gear icon, then select Subtitles Automatic Translation and select the language you want. After planting, I will cover the surface of the substrate with a thin layer of moss. This layer of moss helps maintain stable humidity around the root area, limits water evaporation, and creates a favorable microbiological environment, stimulating the growth of young roots. At the same time, moss also acts as a natural cushion, helping the surface of the substrate to always be moist but still airy, a very important factor for the growth of orchids. After planting, I lightly spray clean water to keep the leaves and roots moist, helping the plant reduce stress after repotting. Note that I only spray lightly, avoiding water stagnation in the cut. Normally, in the early stages, I spray mist to moisturize about every 2 days to help the young roots recover and develop, while limiting the risk of rot. Next, I will use nutrients from Malabar spinach and molasses to water directly into the substrate. This helps to supplement natural nutrients, support the root system to recover quickly, and stimulate healthy plant growth. During this period, we place the orchid in a well-ventilated place with gentle light. Such an environment will help the plant gradually recover, allowing young roots to grow without heat shock or leaf burn. I will use the remaining nutrients to care for other orchid pots in the garden. This is a natural, safe source of nutrition that can help orchids become healthier, increase resistance, and stimulate roots and leaves to grow evenly. The first way is to use a soft cotton pad. Soak it in nutrients and gently wipe it evenly on both sides of the orchid leaves. This method helps the nutrients penetrate directly through the leaf surface, providing necessary vitamins and minerals, while cleaning dirt and mold on the leaves. Thanks to that, the orchid leaves will be greener and the photosynthesis process will also take place more effectively. The second way is to use a spray bottle. Pour in nutrients and spray evenly on the entire orchid, from leaves, stems to roots. This is also called foliar fertilization, a very effective method, because the plant will absorb nutrients directly through the leaf surface and aerial roots. This method not only provides nutrients quickly, but also helps the plant to be healthy, with thick green leaves, and limits pests and diseases. The third way is to water this nutrient directly into the roots and growing medium. When applying this method, the roots will absorb nutrients naturally and continuously. At the same time, the beneficial microorganisms in the growing medium are also nourished, helping the growing environment to always be balanced and airy. This is a way to provide sustainable nutrients, supporting the plant to develop comprehensively from root to tip. After completing the care steps, we place the tree back into its ideal environment in the garden so that it can continue to grow. And this is the result after a month of persistent care. The previously wrinkled leaves have become smoother and greener. The rot caused by insects and mold has disappeared, replaced by healthy leaves, a sign that the tree is recovering well. In particular, the plant has sprouted a new shoot to replace the previously rotten tip. That shoot is covered with a healthy green color, full of vitality. This is the clearest sign that the orchid has truly recovered and entered a new stage of development. You can observe that many young roots have begun to grow, pure white, big, round, and healthy. This proves that the orchid is absorbing nutrients well. The root system is growing strongly, creating a solid foundation for long-term growth. Through the manifestations of the tree, we can confirm that the care method just applied is completely correct and brings clear results. The tree not only recovers, but also grows stronger, proving that timely treatment and proper care play an extremely important role. Therefore, You should apply this nutrient from Malabar spinach and molasses to care for your orchids regularly twice a week. If you do this persistently, your orchid will surely recover quickly, grow healthy roots, have shiny green leaves, and soon achieve the desired results. Hopefully, with perseverance and proper care, you will have more healthy and blooming orchid pots in your small garden. If you find the video useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so I have more motivation to share more good techniques on growing and caring for orchids. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.